Welcome back to Sync to Sync TV. I am your host, B. We are here at Express Hookah Lounge. If you want more information about us, log on to www.sync2sync.tv.com. Both Twitter and Instagram handles are at Sync to Sync TV. We're here with artist Cedric Bazle in the building.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm so good. Thank y'all for having me. I'm really grateful to be here for real.
Ooh, the voice, the octave. Oh, it's down there. I love it. Look at those vocal cords. I hear it. Listen. Okay, so we're going to get right into the music because your voice, it's like a smooth operator over here.
Thank you.
Okay.
I appreciate that.
So as far as your music, when did you start in the music industry?
Music industry specifically, a few years ago, I linked up with my manager, DeAndre, and we really just wanted to just give this thing a try because I've been singing my whole life. Like I'm from Jacksonville, Florida.
Okay.
I've been singing since I could talk. Honestly, that's what my
in
family
the church?
says. Yeah, of course,
you
of course.
Oh
Thank
my
you.
gosh.
I'll take that.
Like you would shake the church. Listen, we walk into the altar.
Yeah.
We're going to save our souls today.
Every time. But yeah, we met up and we was just trying to hustle ever since and just trying to make it work. So I released my first debut EP in 2020 called If I Knew Then. And since then, we just been rolling, you know?
If I Knew Then. Mm-hmm. We all say that. Hindsight is 20/20.
It is.
If you knew then, what would you do different now?
Pretty much what that project was about. Like being in a relationship, or in a love sense, like being in a relationship and like you say, the afterthought or the hindsight, knowing that there's certain things I wouldn't put myself through and certain situations I wouldn't put myself in so that I would have had a different outcome. You know, like you see after a situation is done, all the things that could have been different or done differently or changed, you know, so it's about learning from my mistakes from the past and making sure that I grow and become better in the future for the next thing.
What's one of those things?
Honestly,
I'm going to get specific.
Ooh, that's good. What's one of those things? That's good. Nobody ever asked me that. What's one of those things? One of those things is just not allowing. I have a song on the project called Rather Die.
I love how you're transitioning the answers. Yes, do that.
I have a song called Rather Die. And the song's pretty much talking about not allowing anybody in my life to love me incorrectly again. Because sometimes I feel like us as people, especially when we're in love, we allow so much. And of course, love is about sacrifice. So that's what you're supposed to do. But you have to know there's a line drawn and not to. There's just certain things you can't allow for yourself, even if you are in love, you know? So there's boundaries there, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
what was one way that you were loved incorrectly?
Just not feeling like I was enough, you know, like always feeling like there was more. For sure. Always feeling like I just didn't level up. Like there was always something left over. Like I can give 100%, but then there's still some change left over that it's like, oh, almost there. You almost were perfect, you know, like those type of situations. So I just allowed myself to be cool with me and just like, what works for me, there's somebody who will love me for me and it'll take me for me. So and just
that could be rather
cool
draining.
With that. It's very draining, but at the end of it, I'm glad I went through that because if I didn't, then I wouldn't have had the hindsight that I have now and the vision that I have now for my life and my future, and especially when it comes to love and life, period, with anyone in any relationship. So
with that, is the red flag or trigger like, oh, my ex used to do this.
Yeah.
My ex used to do
all
that.
of those things are pretty much what my next project is going to be about. My next EP is going to be a follow-up to that EP that I released almost 19 months ago. So it's just that little time frame. This next project for me will be what I've learned. I mean, I'm not there yet into a state of like bliss and perfection and all that stuff, but I've learned a lot in that little bit of time since that situation ended, even more for myself to grow, you know, so.
When you're doing that growing process too, those revelations come in. Do you ever get that bring, hey big head, I'm back.
Yeah, right? Yeah, and sometimes it can be, to be honest, it really can be tempting to go back to something. But sometimes, and I'm doing this now, this new thing where I'm like, there's nothing there. And, you know, like sometimes you have to realize that you've experienced someone. And it's not saying people can't change or people can't grow, but once you've experienced someone, you know what they have to give to you.
Right.
So, and you know that honestly, sometimes people don't change how they treat you specifically. They might treat someone better because it's new. They don't have to be jaded about the past, you know.
And they've learned from you.
And they've learned from you. So, and sometimes you're just not the person that they can treat better. They can just learn from you in your relationship, but you're not the one that can get the end result of those lessons, you know.
Listen, good stuff.
Okay.
Good stuff.
Okay.
Sync to Sync. We are here with Cedric Bazle. We'll be right back in just a few.
Yeah.